What's up, y'all? Welcome to another reading with the Crown Priestess. Happy Monday morning. When I am recording this, I hope that you are finding yourself in good health. Hope you're finding the peace, the time, and the leisure to live as you please. At least for one day, if it's only for one day this week, okay? Some of you are in much need of rest and relaxation, okay? A little R&R. Let's see what Spirit has to tell you for this week. It's Monday. Thanksgiving in a few days for those of you who celebrate. You could be preparing for that, preparing to get together with your loved ones, showing your gratitude, being grateful for the things you have, even if you have to celebrate alone. It goes, and it's so crazy because I was going to say some of you could worship a road opening deity, and then I got choose wisely as the first card. You see all these paths, right? Options. 7 of Cups energy could be a water sign. Some of you could be, I don't want to say that you're in a state of confusion because it doesn't feel confused at all. It just feels like you have more than one opportunity that could be lucrative. You have more than one path that inevitably turns out just right, still will lead you to exactly where you need to be. You'll see different things, you may take a shorter route, a longer route, but you'll still get to the destination is how Spirit is serving this to me. But yeah, some of you can be working with a deity, a god or angel, an ancestor that, because I'm seeing Madama sweeping paths. She does that a lot. I see her in that image a lot. She literally just be clearing paths for people that work with her. The Madama, you could, this could be LIKE.SHARE.SUB, this could be Santa Muerte, this can be Hecate, right? Hecate, or entities that have divine passage, right? That's what I'm seeing with this. Before I even pulled out the Choose Wisely card, that's what they were showing me, like passage, rites of passage. So different paths, different doors, different keys. Any deity that works with that energy, any spirit that works with that kind of energy to open roads, to create opportunity, to clear paths for the, it's like the road ahead could be important. It's interesting because it's Monday when I'm recording this, and 2 of the deities I mentioned's day is Monday. So maybe today's the day to get you a road opener candle, get you something that brings you access, clears these paths for you, all right? Okay, what's going on this week? You do have a choice, nonetheless, because I feel like this is something you're having to make a decision about. Yeah, throat chakra. So you will have to verbalize your decision on something this week, okay? You will have to, I feel like, ask questions as well. This could very well be to source itself, right? With spiritual strength, it could be you asking questions to yourself, to your higher self, could be asking questions to God. This could be prayer, asking for specifics, asking for clear direction. That's what that seems like. Definitely asking for a clear direction. I feel very strongly, though, that Spirit is kind of giving it to you. They're leaving it up to you to make the right decision for yourself. You have the wisdom. They trust you to make the right decisions for yourself at this time. And I do feel, like I said, once again, that there's more than one opportunity that leads to success. I don't see too many hidden, there's only one, it's like there's only one hand here that's closed. You understand? Everything else, this one is open to receive things. So you could be waiting for somebody to make this decision for you. But otherwise, Spirit is leading you. They're ahead of this, and you keep them first. You keep yourself and your higher self first. So You will make the right decision. But I do feel like there's a conversation that needs to be had surrounding whatever this decision is, okay, this week. You could be in a room full of people who you know are prone to deception, right? You ever been around somebody and you just know they lie about everything? And it's like, this isn't about me, but of course I'm going to always use myself as an example. Like, people will lie to me sometimes, and it's like they know that I know that they're lying, but they just can't shut their mouth. It's like word vomit, you know? And I feel like, because deception with patience is here, and I feel like it's like, because I swear to God, I go through this so often, and it's like, you know, I could see you, right? Like, do you know that I can see you? So it's like, why are you telling me this? Especially if I didn't ask, right? Like, you just came over here to volunteer bullshit. Like, it's kind of crazy, but I feel that you're encountering someone this week that you just know they are not being truthful. They're not reliable. You know, you can't rely on this person to spread truth. You can't rely on this person to, this could be somebody who gossips a lot as well. You can't rely on this person to like be forward with you, be straight with you. And you know this. It's like, you know it. So it almost doesn't even feel offensive. It feels like parody at this point. Like, it's just jokes. It's funny, right? Like, this like, why the fuck, why are you coming over here to sell me a story right now? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Especially, it's like, I'm not buying. This is like that salesman who keeps trying to sell you $1,000 pot on the street. And it's like, bro, do I look like a senior citizen who has no idea? And like, what the fuck are you talking about? No shade to the elderly, but a lot of times they get caught up in that, right? Like, my grandmother will still sit in front of a paid program and television and be like, ooh. And I'm like, no, you don't need to get that. You don't need to do 3 or 4 payment installments on something that I can get you off Amazon for fucking 60 cash. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like somebody, I don't know. Somebody may be coming to you this week, collective, that is like, you just know. Like, you just roll your eyes when this person enters the chat because you like, here we go. You know, like, I just know you coming over here to give your unsolicited advice, to give your unsolicited opinion, to just tell me shit that makes absolutely no fucking sense, that you know nothing about. But go on, let's hear the bullshit. Because you're wise enough to like not really receive or entertain whatever this person is. You know, some of you too, be careful of like people's projections, right? Be careful not to wear people's projections as your own armor. You know, it don't work like that. But I think, again, I'm talking to somebody, right, who's rather wise, rather stable, rather established. You've achieved a lot. You've overcome a lot, third eye, so you can see the truth. You can see right through these people, and you have the patience for it. But you may have some words, you know, with this individual or with another. I feel like I'm getting this too because I see like this little family here. So it could be in a family dynamic, but nonetheless, I feel like more than one person involved. It could be that you are amongst this group, and there's like opinions being thrown around, decisions have to be made surrounding something, especially if this is a family dynamic. And it's like the liar is the loudest in the room, but you're like waiting till they finish so that you can actually give the right advice, like the right suggestion, the right, like, actually, okay, that's great. We heard their part. We made them feel inclusive, but here's what actually needs to happen, right? And that's kind of like how I'm seeing this with the throat chakra and the choose wisely is like, you have more than one lucrative idea. You have more than one prosperous outcome. Like, you know, like your way is going to lead to the resolution. that's required at this time. You have the wisdom, you have the experience, you have the logic, you have the common sense that will bring realistic and favorable results to a decision this week. But there could be other voices in the room that kind of, you know, for lack of better words, just sound stupid. But you're not going to call them stupid. You're not going to like make them look stupid. You're just going to be like, okay, thank you for sharing. Great. Anyone else? Like, you know what I mean? And then when no one else has the answers is when you get to sort of lead this. I feel like you're being put in leadership position this week, you know, even if it's just around a decision, but this could be permanent, you know, because it's a path. It's not like, this is not the stop. This is the road to something, right? Yeah. With the waiting game, I feel like it's travel. New beginnings is in the reverse at the bottom. I feel like something has been in a loop, right? Like something's been just kind of going around in circles for a while. And it's because the liar was the voice being heard. This person who just be talking shit like they know stuff, but they don't really know. Y'all know them. You know who I'm talking about. This could be in the workplace, right? It's the God complex people. It's the narcissist fleas. It's those people. Like, just never experienced the goddamn thing, but they have they just know, right? Like, oh yeah, because I remember when I was a surgeon, you know, back in the 90s before I became a rich man, and shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, they were never none of that shit. Like, you was, oh my God, it's so annoying. Because I go through this on a regular basis. It's like, you can talk about something that you experienced and someone will chime in every single time like they know what you're talking about. Like they were there, they did the job, they went through the same thing, or they went through something worse or whatever. It's that person for some time has been like who people are listening to. But you know what's interesting? Like, you see how his mask is literally off his face? Like, he's holding it up. It's like they know. Remember when I said that like somebody lies to you knowing that you know they're lying, but they just still can't stop lying? This person could have a fucking sick problem, right? It can be a compulsive disorder or something like that. I'm not here to diagnose people. Go see your doctors. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, sorry, I'll be reading the DSM-5, and that and spirituality go, I almost have a name for every single mental health issue. There is an angel and or disease, like demon, that I can relate the shit to. But moving forward, as above, so below. I'll say that. Let's get it. This is somebody who just, I feel like for a long time, people may have been, you know, taking heed to this person's word. They looked at them as the person who just led things, because that's just how it's always been. You know, it's just how it's always been with new beginnings in reverse. It's like, this has always been the way. This is just how we do things. And so everybody's just kind of falling in line. But this is like, no, not anymore. Like, enough, you know. And again, I feel like you're doing this very wisely, very subtle, very tame. Is not like loud and proud. And it's just like, let them, okay. You know how you let a little kid pretend they're playing the video game? Like their remote's not on type shit, but they're just there clicking with their older brother, thinking that they're playing, and everybody's egging them on, but you're not really playing. I feel like somebody's doing that to someone this week. That's hilarious. And it's like they literally feel like they're in it, they're winning, they're doing great. Whole time your remote doesn't have any batteries. Yeah, this person has put a lot of strain on something. If this isn't a family dynamic, especially, you know, or, you know, a group of friends, I don't know, at work, I'm getting work or family, to be honest, with this kind of energy. Suffering in silence, financial, material changes. That's hardship, though, a conflict and defeat. This is somebody who's really just led people astray. You know, it's like the blind leading the blind. And now you're in a position, like I said, you're getting that leadership position. And this may feel like great sacrifice to you. You know, this change, because you've been observing how this person has sort of just led us nowhere. You know, it's like, okay, we let you run this. We let you talk. We let you take charge. And we haven't gotten any results, bro. Actually, it's getting worse So maybe it's time that somebody else is in charge. Maybe it's time that somebody else leads. This could be on a global scale, because I feel like this is how fucking America's looking at their president right now. Like, okay. Especially them heavy duty magma ones. Like, you know how many people I know who started as Trump supporters who are not anymore? Granted, there's still a lot of loud and proud fucking dummies sitting out there, and I don't care if you're offended, click off my video, go to hell. I'll send you there if you need me to. Moving forward, I rebuke it. There's so many people that are like, okay, you know, I tried to hear this guy out. I thought that, you know, something, and I don't want to get too much into the politics of it, but that's what this is giving. Like, okay, this is woefully mismanaged. Nothing is improving. Things are getting worse. This escalated quickly. Maybe it's time that we listen to someone else, right? It's like that energy. What's your advice outside of all of this? What is your advice, y'all? Maintain, I do think you do have compassion, right? Intuition and heart chakra, sacral is creative, right? So it's like, I think you're able to lead this still in a compassionate way, in the right way. Like I said, without being condescending, angry, violent, disrespectful to, you know, to the orange man in the room. But it's like, you have the ideas. You've been, again, in observation. You maybe have sacrificed this time to watch everything sort of go to shit before you stepped in to make it better, right? To create that foundation where you're not struggling anymore. You will have support with this as well, with that spiritual union. Could be the divine specifically, but yeah, patience and planning. I feel like there is someone else in the room might even speak for you before you say something. And then it's like, damn, I was just thinking to intervene. So now that you know you have at least one person in the room who's willing to go with this change, it can affect change all across the board, you know? It reminds me of, I'm always going to reference my Game of Thrones, when Jon Snow was elected to be Lord Commander. And it was like, he was the first one that age, like so young, since like 100 years before, where somebody was like 10, but that was because everybody died. But in this case, like, Sir Alistair was the person that people was just used to being in charge, because he was old, because that's just the way they did things. And, you know, the baby boomers don't like to change very much. But John was more effective, you know, like, it is what it is. He was. People saw how hard he worked, how well he fought, how well he led, how he knew how to resolve things quickly. He created solutions in times of adversity, in times where, like, I need a quick decision now. He knew how to do it. He executed it. He got his hands dirty. Like, so people could see that he was a good choice, but nobody spoke up for that except for one person. And it was his friend Samuel. That he said, while all of that was going on, while everybody was cowering, when Alistair got hurt, when niggas was hiding in the pantry and nobody knew what to do, John led. And him saying that made everybody in the room who kind of already knew what it was realize, like, yeah, this dude needs to be the nigga to lead us now. And he ended up winning the election, right? So I feel like something of that nature is happening this week. Take it, embrace it with open arms, because Spirit says you are the person for the job. All right. So I'm going to leave that right there. Love, light, and abundance.